welcome to Picks on the Bluff's coverage of NCAA week number 8. I'm your host, as always, Curse Mark Reed. And what can you say? Last week we had a semi-normal week, you could say. We only had technically two big upsets, if you want to call one of them a big upset. Mississippi State beat Auburn, and they are the new number 1 in the nation for this week. And USC beat number 10 Arizona, which, who saw that one coming? But of course you can say the same thing about the week before that, where Arizona State beat USC and no one saw that one coming. So them teams out west, you just can't predict them. So let's go ahead and get to this week's picks. This is a Thursday, so we have tonight's game, number 20 Utah at Oregon State. This game could be an upset, but I'm going to stick with the ranked team because, West teams, I don't care about them, so let's just stick with Utah. Now, the big game of the week, the game day game of the week, piece of paper is flying over there, it's annoying me, but it's the game day game of the week, number 5 Notre Dame at number 2 Florida State. This is the first week we have a new number 1, and that team is off. So we got I'm not quite sure if Notre Dame is in the ACC or not, so let's just say it's a big ACC matchup, top 5 teams, yada yada yada, and I'm pretty sure Florida State is going to win. They're showing that they're not the team they were last year, so if Notre Dame beats them, I could see it happening, but I'm liking Florida State on this one. Tennessee at number 3, Ole Miss. Ole Miss stays at number 3, but I'm liking Ole Miss in this one. They're just, the Mississippi teams are finally getting to be good teams, and Tennessee is still subpar in the SEC right now. The whole SEC East is subpar compared to the SEC West. Number 4, Baylor at West Virginia. Baylor is just a strong team, and I like Baylor to beat West Virginia. Number 21, Texas A&M, coming off 2 losses to both Mississippi teams at number 7, Alabama. And I think after this week they'll finally be kicked out of the top 25 because Alabama will beat them. They'll show them that Texas A&M is nothing. And I'm not saying that Johnny Manziel made that team or anything. I just don't think Texas A&M is anything without all the players they had. Number 8, Michigan State at Indiana. I think Michigan State will handle Indiana with little ease. Yeah, I think I said it right. Oh well, Michigan State wins. Washington at number 9, Oregon. Who did they play last week? No, it was Washington. Okay, but I think Oregon. They got the high-flying, powered offense. Quack quack ducks. Oregon beats Washington. And now we have an SEC matchup. Number 10 Georgia at Arkansas. SEC East matchup. I think Georgia wins, even without Todd Gurley. I don't know if he'll be back or not, but they had Chubb and the Marshall, I think his name was. He was the white running back. They had a great game, and I'm not saying the quarterback helped much. He's not that great, but Georgia beats Arkansas. Another top 15 matchup. Number 14 Kansas State at number 11 Oklahoma. This should be a tight game all the way through. Both these teams are great, but I like Oklahoma to win it. And then the final top 15 matchup, we have number 15 Oklahoma State at number 12 TCU. There should be another great matchup. If it goes the way it should, I'm going to pick TCU to win. Rutgers at number 13 Ohio State. This could be an upset. If I would have picked the upset, it would be the 3rd time I picked the upset against Ohio State, and probably be the 3rd time I lost. But I'll be watching for the upset in this one, but I'm going to pick Ohio State because I'm dead last in NCAA, and I need the wins. Number 23 Stanford at number 17 Arizona State, a top 25 matchup. This should be a great game. But I'm liking Arizona State over Stanford. Yes, Stanford, they got a great team, but Arizona State can just find ways to be lucky and get the win. Number 19, Nebraska at Northwestern. Nebraska wins this one easy. It's Nebraska. Come on. Colorado at number 22, USC. Like I said in the beginning of the video, USC got the amazing win over Arizona last week. I think they'll continue on their winning ways and beat Colorado very, very easily. Clemson's finally back ranked. They're number 24 at Boston College, and we're missing our freshman quarterback because he's got some screws in one of his fingers. I can't remember which finger it was. But they're playing Boston College. I think we'll beat Boston College. Boston College has never been a great ACC team since they finally got into the ACC. So Clemson wins. I'm going to pick Clemson anyway. So, and finally, a undefeated number 25 Marshall team at Florida International. Now, looking at Marshall's schedule, it's going to be very, very easy for them to go undefeated. So Marshall is going to win this game, and you know, what more can I say? Marshall's going to win. They're going to go undefeated the rest of the season, but that doesn't mean they're going to get into. Well, it means they're going to get in a somewhat good bowl game, but they're not going to get in the playoff. So, sorry, Marshall. If I don't know what else to say. Now to our quick picks. Virginia Tech at Pittsburgh. Gonna go with Virginia Tech. Pittsburgh, you started up here. Let's see if I get in camera. Yeah, you started up here, and from then on you went in a downward slope. I think you've lost like 2 or 3 straight. So Virginia Tech beats you. Syracuse at Wake Forest. 2 subpar ACC teams. I think Wake Forest gets the win though. We got Virginia at Duke. Duke finally giving Georgia Tech a loss last week. I think Duke beats Virginia. They'll continue on a win. NC State at Louisville. Louisville had Clemson on the ropes last week, and Clemson their defense and special teams had to get the win because offense didn't put up the numbers they were supposed to. So Louisville gets the win over NC State. Georgia Tech at North Carolina. Georgia Tech's only lost once, now it's to Duke, a great ACC team. I think they can beat North Carolina, who again is like Pittsburgh, was here and they just went down. Furman at South Carolina. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say this is gonna be a tough game for South Carolina. It's going to be a cupcake game. South Carolina wins. Missouri at Florida. This game could go either way, but I'm liking Missouri. I don't think Florida's just got the manpower to beat a Missouri team. And finally, Kentucky at Louisville. Kentucky showed they had potential, but I think LSU. I don't know what I said, but it's Kentucky at LSU. LSU's just got the better power to beat Kentucky. So that's it for Picks on the Bluff's NCAA coverage of Week 8. Stay tuned for our NFL video. And be sure to like, subscribe, and like our Facebook. So until next time.